Not franchise. Are you the YouTube channel?
I've been reading all of your comments and concerns over the past few months, and I feel that I'm obligated to address the elephant in the room and clear everything up. No, I don't go to Cornell. Alright, so today we're going to be doing a sort of follow-up to my video on Hikaru. First of all, I wanted to thank you guys for all the support on the video. In just the first 2 days alone, we were able to hit over 100,000 views, and it's currently on pace for 1 million views as we speak, making it my fastest growing video on this channel. When I first decided to cover chess over a year ago, I didn't really know what to expect since my channel doesn't really have a background in chess. So seeing such a positive reception has been really nice to see, so genuinely, I appreciate the support. Now considering how big the video has gotten, you'd expect that there'd be some sort of response from our great friend Hikaru Nakamura.
Let's take a look at some random online comments that have either been made about me or chess in general.
Well, sadly, and maybe I just didn't look hard enough, but the only response I could find from Hikaru was one of his Discord mods calling me a clout chaser. I gotta say, it's honestly very unfortunate, because it would have been nice to see him address some of the stuff from my video. For someone who loves to watch other people's videos on his stream, I thought a video about him would make the perfect reaction material, but I guess not. So in the absence of a response from Hikaru, I'm just going to use random people from the comment section as a stand-in. I actually planned on discussing this topic in my original video before deciding to cut it, but about a year ago, Hikaru was under fire for taking a sponsorship with Stake. For those of you who don't know, Stake is an offshore online crypto casino that is currently facing 2 different class action lawsuits for illegally operating an online gambling casino in the United States without the proper licensing or registration. And here is Hikaru promoting Stake to his audience on the live streaming service Kick, which for those who don't know, was created by Stake in response to Twitch banning gambling content on their platform. And just so you know, on Kick, there are no safeguards to prevent underage viewers from watching these streams. If you go on Kick right now and click on a random gambling stream, you'll find that all you have to do to watch one of these streams is click a single green button. You don't even have to be logged in, meaning there is no system in place to ensure that the viewer is above the age of 18. You can literally just watch the stream as if it were any other piece of content, and judging by the content on screen, you cannot convince me that this isn't targeted towards kids. But the biggest issue with these crypto casino streams is that oftentimes the streamers aren't actually gambling with their own money and are instead playing with an allowance given to them by the casino. I think this is a massive issue ethically speaking, because if you're going to promote a destructive vice like gambling and profit at the expense of your viewers, you should at the very least be willing to take on the same risks as the people you're promoting it to. Take alcohol for example. Alcohol can be very dangerous and addictive, but if a content creator did an alcohol promotion, I think that would be fine so long as the creator also drank as a part of said promotion.
Well, I'll tell you all about it right after I thank this week's sponsor, Shaker and Spoon. If you were wondering what drink I'm sipping on this week, it's actually from Shaker and Spoon, which is a monthly cocktail subscription box that delivers craft cocktail recipes and ingredients right to your door.
Now imagine if the creator wasn't actually drinking and was instead sipping on apple juice or something. Imagine if the ad read was like, "Hey guys, you should go out and buy this new product I'm being paid to promote." I personally would never ever use it because it's extremely harmful. But you guys should definitely give it a try so I can get paid. That would be a huge problem, and yet that's basically what's happening here. These streamers are pretending to gamble while telling their fans to go out and do it for real, which is incredibly deceptive and exploitative. Honestly, I have no clue why Hikaru didn't catch more flack for this at the time, because it's very scummy and just straight up money hungry to promote unregulated crypto casinos to your audience and profit off their losses. Anyways, I just thought it was important to mention the Stake stuff, because that's honestly something I should have brought up in the original video. Alright, this next comment came from the r/chess subreddit. He might not even know how to play chess. He backs up his knowledge by showing university clothing that anyone can buy and a random screenshot of GPA, which is like 3.8 instead of 4.0. Not a thing about whether he knows how to play chess. I mean, hey, is it really my fault that I was born an academic all-star? I genuinely don't get this argument that because I don't normally make chess videos, that somehow means I know nothing about chess and can't possibly be qualified to talk about this stuff. How terminally online do you have to be to think that I don't have hobbies outside of what I post to YouTube? In fact, the reason I took interest in topics like the Hans Niemann cheating scandal is precisely because I play chess in my spare time. But if you still don't believe me, or if you just want to watch me play chess and other games. I'm gonna start streaming over at twitch.tv/notfranchise. I'm gonna try to stream regularly this summer, and we'll probably be live after this video goes up, so go tune in if you're interested. Lol, what? Hikaru does not have to be polite. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. Just cause you're too pussy to say what you think doesn't mean Hikaru is a bad person, Lamau. This is in regards to a video in which I spend 55 minutes saying what I think, but that's besides the point. If you're one of the people who didn't click off within the first 2 minutes of the video, you know that my issue with Hikaru isn't that he's just mean or rude or whatever. Having these little beefs and rivalries where people throw hints of shade at each other before duking it out on the field are what makes sports entertaining and interesting.
At some point around move 30, I offered Fabio a draw, and he kind of declined. I'm not really sure why. Maybe he's just frustrated with all the losses to me, but...
It is 100% perfectly fine if Hikaru wants to be the heel of the chess community. And I wish that was all he was. The problem is that Hikaru isn't just a bully, he's a cry-bully. If he wants to be the loud, arrogant, and abrasive player who isn't afraid to speak his mind and disrespect his opponents, people are allowed to think poorly of him in response, and he has to be willing to accept that. And Hikaru has consistently been unable to do that.
I swear our chess is just a big hate campaign against you. You know, I mean, it's what it is. Like, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I will say this honestly. I think the chess community, the way that I've been treated over the years, if I wasn't so strong mentally, they probably would have driven someone like me to suicide by now, if I'm being honest. That's just me being honest.
The way that I've been treated over the years, if I wasn't so strong mentally, they probably would have driven someone like me to suicide by now. Absolutely no self-awareness or self-reflection, as if he's done nothing to warrant criticism or hate. Also, can we acknowledge that sometimes Hikaru has done things that cross the line and are just straight up unacceptable? The copyright strikes, the false cheating accusations against multiple different players, like, can we agree that stuff goes beyond just being a little toxic? I think this is the perfect time to remind everyone that the clip of Hikaru saying the N-word is 100% real, and not something I spliced together in Premiere Pro because I thought it would be really funny. It's pretty funny and pathetic to see a video game drama slop YouTuber attack a world champion in one of the most competitive and complex sports on Earth. This is somehow more disrespectful to Hikaru than anything I said in my entire 55-minute long video. For those who don't know, Hikaru has never won the world championship in classical chess, rapid and blitz, not even Sweet Bonanza 1000. In fact, Hikaru is notorious for losing in the candidates tournament literally every time he plays. The only world championship Hikaru has ever won was the 2022 Fisher Random World Championship, but that was discontinued by FIDE due to a lack of interest from sponsors. So I mean, sure, you could call him a world champion, but if we're being honest, that's like referring to Darvin Ham as the two-time in-season tournament champ and thinking that's a compliment. So what? Everyone knows Hikaru is an asshole. That's what they like about him. Unapologetic to be himself. Screw what anyone else has to say about it. Comments like these are actually part of the reason why I decided to make the video in the first place. Most people don't know about this stuff. Maybe if you're super tapped into the chess community, you may have heard or experienced the many tales of Hikaru, but Hikaru's reputation outside of the community is generally positive. Most people see him as your typical run-of-the-mill content creator and have no idea about any of his controversies. For every comment saying that none of this stuff is new, there's a comment saying, "Wow, this video was very eye-opening. I had no idea about any of this." In fact, I'd venture to say that your average Hikaru viewer just sees him as an ultra-competitive chess player who can be a bit too abrasive and toxic at times. They don't know that he's tried to get someone's YouTube channel deleted. They don't know that he's falsely accused several people of cheating. This is just my observation, and maybe I'm totally wrong, but there appears to be a bit of social pressure to not speak poorly about Hikaru. It was certainly the case back when ChessBay was still around, but it still seems as though the "he who shall not be named" aura surrounding Hikaru hasn't faded. There are some people in this community who will milk everyone and everything, but when it's Hikaru...
He, his dad, his brother, all those crazies care more about these things than I ever will, fortunately.
All we get is a tweet calling Hikaru a class act. Could it be that Hikaru has been Chess.com's golden boy ever since the pandemic hit? This is a real tweet, by the way. Like, They really be trying to put Hikaru in conversations he has absolutely no business being a part of, simply because he wins their online speed chess events. Oh, this one's really funny. So in the comment section, I put, guys, I literally don't care, in reference to when Hikaru was mad at Eric during their game.
He can take that, but I don't care. I literally don't care.
And apparently people didn't get the reference and thought that I was like unironically saying that I don't care. So you just have people in the comments like proceeds to yap for an hour. Oh my god. This is supposed to be your GOAT and you don't even get the reference to one of his most iconic moments? Like, you guys must be fake fans. Yeah, I see all his quote-unquote toxic instances you're pointing out here are from when he was a very young player. He has grown up and matured. Surprise, surprise, when you're young and full of testosterone, you're kind of a dick. I mean, look at you. You're young and you made a full video to try and shit on a guy you don't like. Pretty petty. You know, I'm kind of hurt that they left out the full of testosterone part when describing me, but maybe they just forgot. If there's anything you should take away from this video, it's what I'm about to say right now, because this is the biggest reason why I made my original video in the first place. Whenever it comes to Hikaru, there seems to be this notion that while he's a bit abrasive at times and has done some bad things in the past, Hikaru has grown and changed over the years to become a better person. While that sounds like a heartwarming story and all, I need you guys to realize something. Hikaru still doesn't even think he did anything wrong to begin with. Anytime the copyright strikes or the false cheating accusations get brought up, he's either deflecting blame onto other people.
For me, the main thing is I feel like a lot of the top players who were very involved in this, they got a free pass, whereas like Magnus and myself, we just get attacked on this when a lot of things that were said to us, a lot of what informs the opinions is from them. That's the only thing that really makes me disappointed about the whole thing.
Or painting himself as the victim.
I mean, I don't need to stir up drama, but they tried to cancel me, and they were very close to being successful in 2021.
Keep in mind, Hikaru is referring to a situation where he tried to get someone's YouTube channel deleted and somehow had the gall to say that he was the target of a cancellation campaign. This is the most blatant example of narcissism I have ever seen. And on top of all of that, Hikaru is still striking people's videos. Like, it didn't stop in 2021. He's still doing this today. It's not just an isolated incident from the past. I showed multiple examples in my original video of how anyone who portrays Hikaru in a negative light gets waxed, but someone in the comments mentioned how even their very lighthearted video of Hikaru insulting Kramnik received a copyright strike as well. And in regards to making false cheating accusations, here's a clip that happened just 1 month ago.
Yeah, what the heck was that? I just threw this game. Check the accuracy. I mean, whatever, you guys. Whatever. Why not make a video on the Dr. Lupo thing? She's a cheater, you guys. Thank you for the suggestion. That's on chess.com. Like I said, all that stuff is on chess.com. I trust chess.com to do their research on people, and that's that. It's that simple. Okay, like I'm just not in the mood for it. I'm not in the mood for it. She's 2200 classical, yeah, 2200. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, chess.com will do what they do, and that's that. I don't get involved in that stuff.
A few moments later.
Who did she beat in round 2? She won another game. Okay. Oh, she won again. She's on 3 out of 3. Wow.
What is this? Rose Atwell is only 16 years old, by the way, and after this incredible victory against the Fischer Random World Champion, I was saying that to be condescending, but that actually applies in this case, because they were playing freestyle chess. She was forced to do a fair play check and place 2 cameras in her room, even though it was obvious she wasn't cheating and that Hikaru just played bad. I do not understand how you can try to argue that Hikaru has changed at all if he's still doing the stuff that got him in trouble in the first place. Also, I think it's ironic how Hikaru hosted a tournament called Kick's Tournament of the Accused, yet he didn't invite any of the people he accused of cheating. I am 100% in favor of giving people second chances and the opportunity to grow from their mistakes, but in order to argue that you've grown and changed, you have to actually stop the problematic behavior. This is the reason why I can look at someone like Hans, for example, and forgive him. Hans was banned from chess.com in August 2020. That was all the way back before the last Baby Keem album. Say what you will about cheating being an existential threat to the game or whatever, I'm not gonna hold something he did when he was a teenager against him for the rest of his life. He apologized, served his punishment, and stopped cheating from that point forward. On the flip side, why should I, or anyone else, believe that Hikaru has changed in any meaningful way when he still does not think he did anything wrong and is still issuing copyright strikes and insinuating that his opponents are cheating? If you truly believe that Hikaru has grown over the years, I genuinely want to know what has led you to that conclusion other than I really like his content. Okay, so originally that Baby Keem joke was supposed to be about Playboi Carti, but then Carti actually dropped the album, so now the joke doesn't apply anymore. And that just shows how long I've been procrastinating with this video. I know everyone is just dying to hear my opinion on I Am Music, and I gotta say, I really liked it. Now don't get me wrong, it's pretty bloated, okay, over 30 tracks long. Many of them were completely unnecessary, and some of them using AI, but overall I think it's a pretty solid project and a great addition to Carti's discography. While I still probably prefer his previous works, I'd give I Am Music about an 8 out of 10. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a Hikaru fan. Like, I do see the appeal to an extent. As I said before, he is really, really, really good at chess, a world champion even. And and watching him play can be a mesmerizing experience. And despite all the bad stuff he's done over the years, it is possible to separate the art from the artist. Though to be fair, he hasn't really been giving you guys much art as of late. You can still be a fan while also acknowledging that he's done some unpleasant things over the years. You don't have to justify your fandom by arguing that Hikaru isn't actually a bad person. He made Graduation is a very valid argument on its own. The justification doesn't need to go much further than that. So to wrap this video up, again, Hikaru, phenomenal chess player, maybe not as good as he was back when he was the world champion, but he's still very respectable nonetheless. But that's honestly it, because unless you really enjoy his abrasive, narcissistic, and hypocritical personality, then there really isn't much to like about Hikaru besides his play at the chessboard. Once again, thank you guys so much for all the support on the recent chess videos. Now that I'm done with school, I'm gonna try to start uploading more consistently than I have been in recent years. Don't worry, I'm gonna be feeding you guys like 2015 future. I just made like 5 different hip-hop references in the same video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.